Yes. Yes, we got it all, Lori.
It's a good day.
It is a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I know this was a little bit of a challenge, but we did it. And yeah, I'm really excited to chat with you. I'm it's such a amazing and remarkable story that you have, and I
Thank
want to be
you.
able to get this out. So as you know, we started a an online gymnastics group for the adult gymnastics movement. And it's just a place for anyone that's kind of getting involved with gymnastics if they want a little bit extra, like help or support or resources. It's kind of, we're kind of building a space there for people to go and get the help and direction that they need. And then we've had like visitors come on and just people share their story. And so I just think it's just inspiring to hear people's stories, and especially a remarkable one like yours. So grateful to have you and spend a little time. But yeah, so um,
Well,
we,
thank you. Yeah,
yeah.
thanks for having me. I am excited to be here. Anything for adult gymnastics, I would do, you know? I
Oh,
mean, I think it's so important to grow the movement, you know? And I think in the last few years it is changing. But when I first came back to gymnastics, I didn't even know adult gymnastics existed. I thought that I was like the only one, and I would think people must think I'm crazy, you know?
yeah.
But I know it's a common theme with adult gymnasts that it's like it never leaves you, and especially if something happened to take you away from the sport where it wasn't your decision to leave, it leaves a mark, you
It
know?
does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's another reason that I wanted to get my story out there is because I know I'm not unique, you know?
Yeah.
And this sport teaches us so many valuable lessons. It's so much bigger than gymnastics,
It really is. It
you
truly
know?
is. I hear that similar kind of story about people coming back and, not being able to finish the way that they wanted.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I love that. Well, let's get right into it, Lori. Why don't I really kind of would like this to kind of be a little bit of a like yeah, sort of like just you sharing your story and maybe me asking some questions, a little bit of a kind of
Yeah.
an interview, but maybe
Okay.
I can start off with just asking how did it all start how did it all start as far as like being wanting to turn your story into your book, and how did that all start?
Oh, wow. Well, from the moment that I came back, I was 49, first of all.
Okay. Wow.
And yeah, and never in my wildest dreams, there was like a 33-year gap there. So when I came back and the muscle memory, and I started getting this idea about competing and all that, I didn't even know if it could really be a thing because gymnastics is for kids, right?
Mm,
Anyway, when I started doing all of that, and people would say to me all the time, "Oh my God, it's so amazing." And I felt like that too. Like, how is this really possible? You know, I mean, I
right.
knew that it was happening and I was having so much fun, but I thought, this is really crazy. And people would say to me, "Oh, you should write a book, you should get your story out there." So, from that aspect, it was kind of planted the seed in me.
Mm,
But the more it went along over the years and the setbacks that I would have, and how it only fueled my determination more so to get back again, and continue the journey because I was determined to finish this the way that I wanted to finish it, right? And to always be
absolutely.
exploring what my highest potential is. That's always really my goal.
Mhm.
Anyway, the last couple of years, I had re-injured my ACL after I went to the Masters Team Cup in Germany. Well, actually, I had injured it the prior December. The last skill I needed to get back from when I was a kid was a full twisting layout on floor. And I was
Oh,
training for it to go because I was supposed to compete in Chelsea's meet in that January of 2023. So, when I broke my back when I was 16, I fell off the uneven bars. but I competed the whole meet. I didn't really know I broke my back. But this is common
Wow.
too, right? With gymnasts, is you're so
Yeah.
focused and in the
Yeah.
zone. People would say, "Well, how did you do that?" I don't know. I did. You know, we're injured,
Yeah.
we brush it off
Yeah.
and we keep going, you know.
Yeah.
I had goals, and my last event at that meet was floor exercise, and it happened to be a high school competition because I was concurrently doing at that time club and high school.
Right.
And we competed on wrestling mats in high school. Crazy as that
Wow.
sounds. But
Oh,
I did my full twisting layout on floor as part of my tumbling pass. And it was when I landed that and I felt this shock of pain through my body is when I realized, oh my God,
yes.
what happened? Something
Oh,
did happen, you know? So
mm,
anyway, because of that, I had this mental block for so long about having this fear. I could do it all day long on the rod floor at our gym and stuff, but put me on that floor exercise in a floor
oh,
routine
oh, yeah.
and it was so fearful. So anyway, fast forward again to like December, it was December 14th, 2022. And I was doing it was the end of the night, we were tumbling, and I said to my coach, "Can you just stand there?" And she stood there. I did one, I did two. The third one, she said to me after the second one, "Lori, let's just end it there. You did two good ones." I'm like, "No, no, I feel really good. Let me do one more." And I'm always learning now, don't listen to myself. Listen to your coach, you know, because she knows me so well. And
Mm,
there was no physical exhaustion there, but it was the end of the night and there was mental exhaustion. And I'm
of
finding as an
course.
adult gymnast, that is the biggest thing
Yeah.
for me to pay attention to. So I think I was just, you know, at the mental exhaustion point and the adrenaline was covering it up. I went to go do it for some reason. I stopped twisting in the air. And when I went to look for my landing, I was only three-quarters of the way around and I came and I landed like diagonally.
Uh-huh.
And the
Yeah.
force went into my left knee where I had my first ACL surgery and this shock of pain. And anyway, in the coming days, I went for an MRI. They couldn't tell if I had retorn my ACL or what was going on in there because it was disorganized, they said. So my surgeon, who had done my ACL repair back in 2017, said, "Well, wear the metal brace. If anything happened and it was going to heal, you know, it'll take like 12 weeks for that to happen." So I
Right.
was wearing the brace. I was feeling good. Every once in a while, I would have like little instances of, I don't know. And anyway, the 12 weeks passed. I went to see him. He did all kinds of testing and stuff on me. Said, "You're good to go. I think you're fine." A day later, I was at practice and we were doing jumps on floor, like something pretty simple. And the way I landed, I knew something wasn't right, but I didn't want to
Oh,
go for surgery again.
yeah. Jeez.
You know, because that's a big one. And, you know, it's like 6 months you have to plan on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this is a common theme with adult gymnasts too, is we're so afraid if we get hurt and we're away that we're going to lose everything or the time is going to be up again.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Totally.
yeah, so that's kind of what was going on with me too. And I didn't want to go for surgery because I felt like, oh my God, this is going to be the end of the line again if I do that, you know? Like I knew I had the determination to come back, but would my body cooperate? By then, I was 55, I guess.
Wow. Wow.
So I was like, you know,
Wow.
full-blown menopause and whatever. And I just thought, oh my God. So I decided to go for like PRP and stem cell injections
Yeah.
to
Oh, wow.
see
Good
if
for
that.
you. Yeah. 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 Those, that's gonna be very, very effective for sure.
Yeah. And I came down to Florida to a guy that specializes in that stuff.
Okay.
He was recommended to me by a friend of mine that had gone to him. And anyway, you know, I followed everything that he said to let the healing happen and stuff. And when I was at the end of that point was the time, you know, do you want to do the Masters Team Cup? And I had committed to it thinking I'd be okay. But I was having instances in there that I was not okay, but I was in denial. And
Mhm.
went to Germany and I'm still wearing the brace, you know, so I could protect my knee. And um we got there and we warmed up on everything. And our first event to compete on was beam. And I got up on beam to compete and I fell off. And just the way I fell and landed, I was in excruciating pain
Oh,
and I had a
Jesus.
scratch. So I realized in that moment, I need surgery. Now it was almost a year later at this point
Oh,
from when I
wow.
originally injured it. So here I was trying to shorten my timeline and I ended up extending it.
Mhm.
But anyway, I know this is a long answer to the question,
Oh, it's
but I
okay.
feel
Of
like it's important and it covers kind of what common themes like adult gymnasts deal with, you know?
course.
And so I ended up getting the second ACL surgery, reconstruction, because, he wasn't able to do another repair, and meniscus too. I had torn my meniscus
Okay.
in several places. And so that was November of 2023. Got the surgery, rehabbed, did the whole thing, came back. And um, each time, this is the other thing I wanted to mention is like we always have this fear we're going to lose things.
Yeah.
But once that muscle memory is there, it may take time. At least this was my experience. It
Mm.
may take time, but you never really lose it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I developed this thing I called the slingshot theory because sometimes you have to go backwards in order to go forwards.
Love that. Yeah. That's great.
And so anyway, I came back from that and I was going to adult gymnastics camp in New Hampshire in July. And up until that point, I was so cautious because I was so afraid of getting hurt and everything again. And I thought, you know what? I need this to be fun. I'm going to let myself loose at camp and just, really allow myself to push myself because I
Right.
knew I could trust the equipment. I knew I could trust the coaches. I knew I was in an environment that, I would have
Yeah.
support and that. So, I was on my way there driving. I live on Long Island and I'm kind of towards the East End, and I always take the ferry to go to north like that. So
Okay.
it goes over to Connecticut and then I drive to New Hampshire. So I'm about 500 feet outside the ferry terminal and I'm looking in my rearview mirror and I'm see this car like driving really fast behind me and I'm like, So, I'm just driving along and I'm like the last car in a row of cars. We're all heading towards the ferry. And every time I look in my rearview mirror, I notice this Jeep is getting closer and closer to me till it got to a point I knew I was getting hit. They were not slowing down. Something was going on. I was on a one
Wow.
lane road and I started thinking to myself, oh my God, I got to make a plan here. I couldn't go to the left because I had oncoming traffic. I couldn't go to the right because there were telephone pole, telephone pole, telephone pole. And I thought, well, I got to give myself space in front so I'm not smushed like an accordion and just prepare for
Yeah.
impact.
Wow.
I was doing
Wow.
about 40. The lady had to be doing at least 70. And what I didn't expect is when she hit me, she never hit her brakes. She bounced off of me 3 times, so I got hit. Bam, bam, bam. So here's me in the
Oh
car.
my goodness.
I got hit so hard from the back that the transmission in my engine cracked off the frame. But the remarkable
My,
thing is, um, I walked out of it fine. Like
wow.
emotionally, I wasn't fine.
Yeah.
I was in shock. I even had thoughts in the moment, should I get in the car and go to camp? Thank God I called in a
Yeah.
gymnast friend of mine and she was like, what are you doing? Like you can't,
Wow.
you
Yeah.
know. But I ended up going for an MRI of my brain, my neck, my whole spine, and went to a neurologist. And when he saw the images and what was going on in my neck and knowing what happened in the impact, he was like, how are you? How did nothing happen to you? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And I told him, I'm an adult gymnast. He said, you know what? Gymnastics saved you. Your body
Wow.
knew how to take that impact. So
Wow. Yeah.
another reason everybody should do adult gymnastics,
Jeez. Yeah.
you know?
Wow. Ah.
Anyway, it was crazy. So I was devastated. I had just come back from this long rehab. And
Mhm.
here again, like I had a concussion, I had stuff going on in my neck. So I was out for another 6 weeks. And I was like, oh my God. And in that time, we had bought an investment property down in Florida. So my husband and I had come down and we were setting everything up and stuff. And I'm in the kitchen and I'm unpacking butcher block knives. And the big knife comes flying out of my hand. And my reaction was to catch it. But when I caught it, I caught the sharp end and it severed my flexor tendon right off of my pinky bone.
Oh, geez, Lori.
So I had like these three big incidents, like back to back to back,
Hmm.
that happened. And it sent me into a downward spiral of depression. Not even just that I couldn't do gymnastics, but I felt like life was out to get me, you know?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it really like just sent me into a depression. I couldn't do any. That was the worst of all the injuries that I've had is that flexor tendon thing
Yeah.
because when they repaired it, I had this big claw-like brace on and it was in that 24/7 for 6 weeks and I couldn't move it and I'd get
Wow.
cramping and it was horrible. You know, like with the ACL, they want you up and walking right away. You go to rehab and, you know, I was actively involved in my healing and I need that for my mental state of mind,
Yeah.
you know? And I couldn't do that with this. It was baby it, pretend you don't have a hand because you don't have
Yeah.
a lot of muscles and stuff in there. And you got to give it time to all set. I had said to the surgeon, I'm a gymnast. You have to make sure I can catch the uneven bars.
Yeah, I mean, something like a hand, yeah, that would not having use of that would be very tough. Yeah.
It was tough. So it just added to the feeling of depression and hopelessness and, you know, wondering like, what does this mean now? Why does life have it out for me? And, you know, yada, 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 yada. And you know, there were days that we have our own business and stuff too. So I work from home, which is a blessing and a curse.
Mhm. Yeah.
And you know, a couple of my adult gymnast friends that I was in contact with would say to me, like, Lori, just climb in back in bed and pull the covers over your head and let yourself cry. Because this is a big deal, you know?
Mhm.
But when I was so afraid to do that because I thought I'm never going to stop then, you know? But I listened to them because I really trusted them. And when that happened, I it did send me initially into a deeper spiral. But what I started to realize as I was journaling and stuff is I started noticing patterns of how I was feeling now compared to what happened to me when I was a kid. And I just
Mhm.
started kind of exploring that. And one day, you know, I'm a very spiritual person too. I really, you know, I have a very strong faith. All the things that have happened to me over my life has created a very strong faith in me. It wasn't there
Okay.
like
Yeah.
as a kid or anything, you know. But one day I clearly heard this voice say to me, "All right, Lori, it's time to get up. This is not you. You know, turn your pain into purpose. It's time to write your book." Like
Love
I
that.
just kept
Wow.
getting this nudge and these messages, and I would think, well, I don't know. I don't know. Now, although through the years, through journaling and stuff, I did start writing my book, but I would constantly get to a roadblock, question the direction I was going, how to
Yeah.
organize it, and all of that, you know? So I don't know if you believe in vision boards, but
Of course. Yeah. Very
I have a
powerful.
vision board, and I had put on my vision board for a ghostwriter to find me, you know? Because I thought we could put anything we want on a vision board, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would try to find one. They were really expensive. I couldn't afford it. And I thought, well, let them find me. So what happened is I happened to go into my doctor's office for my regular checkup. She's my doctor that is so supportive of me as an athlete. She's a functional medicine doctor and a DO. And, you know, she put me in her book, actually. Her book, she's
Oh,
got
wow.
three of them, but her latest book is about athletes.
Okay.
And it's No Finish Line, Mastering the Art of Athletic Performance. And she talks all about how to support your body as an athlete. But anyway, I go in one day and she happens to be walking out to give the girl at the front desk something, and our eyes meet, and she says, oh my God, I can't believe you're here today. I was going to call you. or text you because I wanted to ask you whether or not you started writing your book because I'm writing my book and I want to feature you in it. So anyway, she
Oh,
calls me
cool.
into her office and I said, "Well, I've started it. I can't seem to get anywhere." I joked with her and said, "I need a ghostwriter." And she's like, "Well, here, have mine." And I was like, "What?"
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah. So in February of 2025, I contacted the ghostwriter, and then that's really what kind of made it happen. I tell you, it's like amazing when you do believe in that stuff, how things just line up for you.
They do. They absolutely do it. And I love sharing that. It's sometimes it's hard for people to accept because if you're not in that mind space or headspace of believing that, it's really hard to kind of like believe that, like,
Yes.
you hear people talking so negative sometimes, or they're so hard on themselves and so down, and you kind of just want to like lift them up and be like, hey, like it can turn around, like things can happen. You just got to believe. And sometimes really people they have a really hard time actually believing that, but yeah,
100%. That was
it's all.
me 20,
Mhm.
25 years ago.
Mhm.
It is. And how it was explained to me many times is, you turn a light switch on for electricity. You don't know how it works, but you know when you turn the switch on, there's going to be light.
Yeah,
You just have to start believing in something like that, that there's something bigger than you.
and take a little action, right?
And take the action and look for the evidence.
Yeah,
Because I think
absolutely.
that's kind of what stops the negative thinking is if you catch yourself there, is just to stop and look for the evidence of things that you want to be going your way. And it kind of starts building then.
Exactly. I love that. It's kind of goes along with um, something that I often use as well is like in order to find the success, you have to like look for those little wins every day, right?
Yes.
Little wins every day. You have to see all the wins everywhere. Like this is a win, that's a win. Even if they're small, you're constantly programming your brain to think like, hey, you're winning, this is a win. And then it's just that's all you see, right? So I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. So sorry that was such a long answer.
No, that was perfect. That was everything. That was everything. Basically all in one. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. So today in your day, tell us what it looks like now. Are you still training? What does it look like today? And then what are some like maybe future yeah, plans with gymnastics or any future goals that you're working on or have?
Okay. Yes, I am still training. I train with I don't have adult gymnastics at the gym I go to. We've tried several
Okay.
times to like start classes and stuff, and it
Yeah.
just never really takes off. I am very blessed to be able to work out with the team girls. So they're
Oh,
like
wow. Okay.
aged like 9 to about 16,
Oh,
17.
that's great.
It is. You know what? I love it.
That's
And
awesome.
they love me, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I love the role that I get to have with them, you
Hmm.
know? And sometimes I'll go home after working out with them and I just have to like chuckle because it's like my inner little girl gets to play while I'm there. But, over the years, there have been plenty of moments too. I'm like, oh my God, I can't think I can keep up with them, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Most of
Hmm.
the time I do though.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
good.
really do. And I don't know if it's because of that environment. I do take really good care of myself, nutrition and just health and wellness overall, I feel is
Yeah,
one of my primary priorities.
yeah.
And I think I'm getting the dividends of that now, like decades later.
Good for you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I work out with the team girls. So yes, I am still training. I just did Chelsea's competition in January.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and life has been very, very, I'm having a very challenging year. I lost my bonus dad like 2 days after Chelsea's meet, and
Oh,
sort of the consequences of that with my mom and added family responsibilities and everything have been hard. But I also just became a grandma. So
oh, congratulations.
thank
That's so
you.
nice.
Yeah.
You'll be bringing them to gymnastics soon. Yeah.
I keep joking that Wade is his name. He's going to learn how to walk on his hands before his feet. That's what I tell everybody.
Yes, I love that.
But Yeah, so, what I've learned is I have to just meet myself where I am because there
Mhm.
was a time, especially early on with adult gymnastics, that if there, I had these goals, I'm a very structured person, and if there was other stuff going on, you know, it was just very hard to manage it all. It was very hard to manage it all. And I don't think I did myself any justice that way. It took the fun out of it. It took the purpose out of it, you know. And
Mhm.
I realize now, you know, first of all, I can't train like the girls. I have to always just show up. The consistency is more than anything, I find. And some days I may
Absolutely.
show up and I only might feel 80% myself, but I can give 100% of that 80%,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. Of course.
And so, that's what I do. For Chelsea's competition, I hadn't competed in several years because of the knee
Yeah.
surgery, the injuries and all that kind of stuff. So I was really, really nervous. So my coach said, "Look let's just do easier skills so that it's fun and you leave feeling confident." And
Yeah.
that was looking for the wins, right? Setting myself up for a win instead of putting the
Exactly.
pressure on myself. Yes,
Yes,
I am still
exactly.
training, and I thought I wasn't going to compete the rest of this season because of everything going on in my life, but I don't know,
Yeah.
something always pulls me there.
Yeah. Are you gonna
So,
do the Masters in when? May next month?
you know what? I was on the fence. Do I do that one or there's regionals in Connecticut, which
Okay.
is even closer for me, and for the Masters, I would have had to commit by like mid-March. And at that point, with everything that was going on, I
Mhm.
didn't really feel like I could commit. So I just had to let that go.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
am disappointed because I do know a lot of the people that'll be there too. And
Yeah.
it's drivable for me and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to let that go. And I decided to do the Connecticut one instead because I could do that in a
Okay.
day, you know,
Right. Right. Okay.
because it's
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it definitely shows that you take care of yourself. You look great. One of the key factors for longevity, is muscle, right, and mobility, right? So, yeah, that's one thing that I encourage and I talk a lot about now is like, it's the importance of gaining muscle mobility, right? That really is the factors of living a long, healthy, active life with a lot of longevity is the muscle and the mobility that we can and gymnastics is so good for that. I love it's such a growing sport. All over not only America but all over the world. It really is
yeah,
growing. It when people that don't know about it, they hear that they're like, "What? Gymnastics is grow like for adults?" And they're really surprised, but actually it kind of like makes sense, like, well, yeah, that's a great flexibility, strength, and challenging, fun. It
yeah,
just encompasses everything. And so I love that. And I love what you're doing. I've been inspired myself. So I was a gymnast for a long time, Team Canada, retired at age 32, and thought that I would never do gymnastics again because I'm like, I did 30 years of it, like I'm done. But being around so many inspiring people like yourself and the adults that I coach,
hmm
and I've just been inspired now. So I'm thinking that I will want to compete again, because why not? Why not? Just like for
yeah.
fun and just to give that challenge, like to something to work for and stuff. So yeah, you guys, the adult community has definitely inspired me to, yeah, continue and to even compete. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. The same thing. It's having that goal and that challenge. I
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big reason I do it too.
Yeah, we need that. We adults, we at our age, like I feel like we definitely need those because we have a bunch of our responsibilities that we can't ignore, like
Yeah,
family, kids, jobs, work. We have all those things, but then we need things that like keep us alive, keep us with that passion and purpose, those passion projects. We need those, and that's what kind of keeps us going. So whether that's gymnastics or any other kind of movement, I feel like it's so important to have those things that you're just constantly working at, making yourself better. There's this kind of little thing that I've learned this year. It's called like an O shape goal kind of and basically it's basically like a big physical goal that you have that you train and work towards, and then once you do it you work on another one. So like last year I did my first marathon, so that was like my big goal that I was working on, did it, and then now working on another one, right? And you just kind of keep doing that, keep and it's a kind of a way to keep your body, continually training. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And to your point too about the longevity stuff, with all the recent research that had come out, gymnastics checks just about every single one of
Absolutely.
those boxes.
Yep. Yep.
And I want to mention, going to that point, the first time that I tore my ACL in 2017, in a tumbling pass again, my ACL ripped right from my femur bone and the bones crashed together. I had a dent in my femur bone,
Oh
but
my
no
goodness.
fracture.
Wow.
But no
Wow.
fracture. And, I think that just goes to, the constant force that we're putting on our body.
Yeah.
It's always giving the body the message to regenerate and that. Even
Absolutely.
in older age. I mean, at that time, let's see, I was turning 50 when I first tore
Wow.
my ACL. So,
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Incredible.
And I'll be 59 this summer.
No way. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
I know.
Wow. Keep
My,
it going. What an inspiration. 59. See, that's when people say like, in their, 60s, like, oh, I got like, a couple, I'm getting older, a couple years left. I'm like, no, like you can keep going until like you can keep moving until you're not moving, like the key is to not stop. That's the key.
yes,
Just keep moving, keep moving. People they say, oh, I haven't been able to climb the stairs in 20 years. I'm like, well, because you haven't done it, like just keep moving, keep going, whatever you can do. And so, yeah, I love it. Lori, I have a couple quick questions for you,
sure.
just kind of rapid questions.
Yeah.
Um, and then I won't keep you too much longer, but yeah, so what's your favorite event?
Bars.
Bars, okay. What's your favorite competition that you ever competed at?
Ooh, my favorite. Um, Probably London. That is when I
Oh,
became an
wow.
all-around athlete.
Okay.
Initially, I only did floor. Then after the ACL, I came back. I'm like, well, forget that. I'm doing everything but beam.
Mhm.
And but in 2019, me and the girls I compete with went to London to compete, and I competed beam too. And
Amazing.
that became,
Okay.
yeah. So I think that one.
Awesome.
I have a lot of
Fun.
favorites, but
Oh,
that's
yeah. It's
up
hard.
there.
Yeah. Okay. What about, do you have a like a favorite gymnast that you look up to, or just like yeah, like a favorite gymnast or a few or
Oh gosh, that's a hard one too to narrow down. I mean, Chelsea is
she's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was so kind to like read my book and give me such a wonderful review and stuff too. She's
Yeah.
so supportive of the
She
adult
is she is
gymnastics.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
she's definitely a favorite. I love NCAA gymnastics and I'm a huge Gators fan.
Yeah.
And I've also been following Clemson the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
the fact
Yeah.
that both of them won their conferences was like a very big highlight for me. Trinity Thomas was always a big
Hmm.
one that I was a big fan of. Nadia, obviously.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
she was my original from back when I started gymnastics at age 9.
Yeah. Have you met her?
I have not met her,
Oh, you'll have to
but
meet her. Yeah.
I would love to meet her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do an intro. Yeah,
Ah, that would be
we got
great.
some, yeah, we got some connections. So,
Oh, cool.
okay. What about favorite? Do you have like a favorite skill that you like to perform, or just like a favorite? Yeah, or yeah, your favorite kind of skill.
Favorite. Well, I learned giants when I was 53 on strap bar. Yeah. And
Wow.
so I'd have to say, yeah, I think that's my favorite because that's
Wow.
something that I like never learned or anything as a kid.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, so that's my favorite. My full
Giants are so
twisting
fun.
layout on floor, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's certainly the one that keeps me most determined.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Amazing. All right. And Lori, where can people find where's the best place? Where can people find your book? Or get in touch with you, or what's the best way for our community if they maybe wanted to reach out or wanted to read your book? Where's kind of like the best place for that?
Well, it's on all the platforms,
Okay.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, like anywhere where you get books. I also do
Okay.
have a website for my book, my name,
Okay.
lorivolkomer.com. You can get it on there as well. And then I'm on Instagram, Facebook. Probably Instagram is the one that I feel I do most of my gymnastics stuff on,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put all that. We'll link all that
Oh,
in with
great.
this
Okay.
video for you and stuff. And yeah, Lori, thank you so much.
Thank
Honestly, it
you.
is you are such an inspiration, I think, to
Oh,
so many. There's a lot of people out there that are they want to, follow their dream, and they're sometimes it's a little bit they're still stuck in that fear, but
yeah.
hearing your story and seeing people like you that are just doing it and having going through the car crashes and the tears and the accidents, and they're still moving, they're still going, and that's
Yeah.
really what all of us need to just remember is like just keep going, resilience, and just look for the wins, and that's all we can do.
Yeah. Challenge your limits, start where you are, and just take the next step. That's all you have to do.
I
That's,
love that.
yeah.
Do you have any sort of like any kind of quote or anything that you kind of like to really share, or like any kind of yeah, like I know you did mention one, but do you have any sort of like quote or anything like that you like to share with people, or anything from
Yeah.
your book that you
Yeah. You're never too old. You really
yeah,
are never too old for anything.
love that. I love
And
that.
it's never too late. It's
Yeah.
never, ever too late. And I also believe you have to challenge your limits every single day, whatever that looks like. And it doesn't have to be this big grand thing. It's just getting a little bit outside your comfort zone. That's where the growth happens. Don't be afraid of the challenges. They're meant to change you for the better.
I love that.
And you
Yeah.
got to just embrace it. It is scary, but having the support of other adult gymnasts like the community like this is everything.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. And it's a great community. It really is. Yeah, I
Oh
love that.
gosh.
Yeah.
I
Well, if
call it my
you,
tribe.
yeah, no, yeah, they're amazing. It's so supportive. Yeah. Well, if you like to travel ever, we've been doing some really incredible like
I saw.
gymnastics retreats. They're so fun with
Hmm.
this amazing community. We just went to World Championships in Jakarta, and we went to Bali, and like we, watched took the group to watch Worlds.
Hmm.
And yeah, we did all this stuff. We went to like the party with the athletes after the meet, and like we're part of the closing ceremonies and all this stuff. And so yeah, it's a really fun way to like do gymnastics, travel, and then we also do like the personal development and challenging people, getting outside their comfort zone. So yeah, we'd love to have you on those one of these times. I think we're going to Colombia in May, so that should be fun. And
Yeah.
then if you're ever in Salt Lake, we have Salt Lake, and yeah, so lots of stuff to participate in. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I've seen that and it's in the back of my mind. So,
yeah. It's hard to make time for everything, but yeah,
yeah.
we'd love to have you sometime.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lori.
Yeah,
Is there anything else that you'd like to share before we end, or?
I should have had my book with me to hold it up, huh?
Oh yeah, do you have
Oh,
any
do you have it? Can I go grab it?
yeah,
All
for
right,
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, part of my cardio workout for the day.
Yeah. All
There
right, there
it
it
is.
is. What a great cover. I really like the colors, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
it's great.
Thank
Super
you.
awesome. So there it is.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we love that.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and
No
letting
problem.
me share my story and stuff. I appreciate it
Yeah, the more
very much.
people sharing this stuff is the better. So thanks
Absolutely.
again,
Yep.
and we will be in touch. And yeah, hope to see you at our competition sometime.
Yeah, that would be great too. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. You have a great week.
Okay. Bye, Lori. Thank you.
Bye.